Hi, I'm Dr. Gelman. I'll be your instructor, and I'm excited to have this opportunity to teach this course. In addition to being a naturopathic doctor, I love to teach. And nutrition is what brought me to being a naturopathic doctor, so I'm very passionate about the subject, and I'm honored to be able to help teach it. So this is my first ever time teaching an online course. And that's why I decided to do this video, because so much of me that loves teaching is actually getting in front of the students and meeting the students and getting them to know me. And I've never done an online course, so I thought it was really vital for me to at least introduce myself to you, make this video for you, and go over the syllabus, just so it's extra clear. I do really love teaching in person, so this is just going to be my experiment with you guys to see how I like teaching online. So we're just going to go step by step through the syllabus, and hopefully it's going to be clear for everyone. And if you guys have any questions, always feel free to contact me, email, or I'll review with you how to ask any general questions. So, first things first, if you guys can please print out the syllabus. So I've got my copy of my syllabus. If you guys can print it out, and so we can go through it step by step all together. If you don't have it printed out, just go ahead and stop the video and print it out, and then we're going to be all together watching this, okay? So the first couple patients are things that they were mandatory. They're UB policies. So go ahead and skip over that. Please read them. You get them with all of your syllabi, but let's go to my specific section. Okay, the first thing that you see here, the name of the course, my name, and my email address. So my email address is going to be where you guys are going to be able to email me at all hours of the day. I will check my email as frequently as possible, and I will make sure to get back to you, if not 24 hours, 48 hours maximum. Okay, I'm going to do my very best. Communication is key to me, so feel free to email, and also feel free to post in the general questions, and we'll go over that soon. There's a course description. So overall, this is developmental nutrition. I love this topic because my passion is treating kids. I love working with kids, and so we're going to actually do a lot with kids and nutrition. We're going to go from preconception to pregnancy, through to lactation, through to infancy, childhood nutrition, pre-adolescent, adolescent, adult, and then elderly nutrition. So we're going to go through all those steps. And those steps are going to be outlined into different modules. So we're going to have 5 modules, but 4 of those modules are going to be based on the life cycles of just what I had mentioned. And then the 5th module is going to be based on functional medicine. So we'll go through that throughout the syllabus, but that's how the outline of the course is. With every module, we're going to have 1 exam, okay? They're pretty straightforward exams, I think. We're going to see how you guys all do with them, but I'm really open to feedback. They're multiple choice exams, and so we'll go into more detail on that too, but just so you know as an overview, there's going to be 4 exams for 4 modules. The 5th module is going to be your final module, where you're going to have 2 different projects. The first project is going to be a functional medicine review paper. And the second project, which I'm really excited about, they're going to be you guys creating handouts for the different life cycles. So we're going to be doing 4 different handouts for each life cycle, and by the end you guys can all share your handouts. So after this course, you guys are going to have already made handouts ready to go for all your clients in the different life cycles, and I think that's very exciting. I know when I first started practicing as a doctor, handouts were vital. Patients love them. It takes a long time to create really good handouts, so it'll be a nice tool and resource for you guys to have during class, and so now you guys can share with each other and have them after class. Okay, so back to the syllabus. I went over the course outline, the readings. So in this section I discussed there are going to be required readings, and then there's going to be supplemental readings. You're going to find readings on Blackboard in the course material section, and I divided them into 2 different folders. One's called required readings, the other one's called supplemental readings. In there you'll find that in required readings there's going to be a PDF. I want you guys to print that out. The PDF is pretty much going to range around all those life cycles. I like that resource. I thought it would be very good supplemental reading on top of the textbook reading. So there are required readings in your textbook that I do want you to do, and that's where the exams are going to be based off, just the textbook readings. And then I would really like you to read along that PDF that I put under the required readings. I think it's a really good resource for you guys, just to summarize the key points in that life cycle. That will also help you for your final comprehensive exam as a study guide. So for you to at least read it over during this course, I think will be very helpful. Then we've got the supplemental reading folder, and that folder is exclusively different studies that I've accumulated, that Dr. Kendler, who teaches the in-person developmental nutrition course, has compiled. He's done a lot of that research, and they're just studies for you to have. It's up to you if you want to do that extra reading, if you would like to use some of that in your project, in your review paper, if you want to use some of that information in your discussion board questions, that's up to you. It's there for you. Okay, the next section on the syllabus is introductions. So this is kind of my introduction to you. I also put a little bit of a bio under staff information or faculty info, but I also really want to learn about you guys. I wish I got to meet you guys. This is going to be difficult for me because I like meeting new people and seeing the students that I have, but I think trying out and just giving me a paragraph about yourself under the introduction section in discussion board would be great. So for your first week, all you have as your assignments is to go ahead and fill out an introduction about yourself. So the first thing you want to do for this week is go to the discussion board, click on the forum that says introductions. The first thread gives the guidelines for the introductions. I went ahead and I filled in a number of topics that I want you to talk about. Precisely your name, where you're from, where you're living right now, how you got interested in nutrition, just a little bit of a background of yourself. And then I also wanted you to answer a question specifically on what your student number is. And we're going to get into that in more detail, but I want to make sure you're clear with what your assigned number is, because everyone will have an assigned number for the course. We'll go into detail with that. Okay, so then the next page, after introduction, goes into the discussion boards and posts. So this is really, really where I want you to pay extra attention. I've been told that the way that I design the course is going to be different from what you've already been used to. And I'll tell you the reason why I wanted to do it this way, and like I said, it's going to be an experiment. This is the first time that I'm teaching this course, but I really truthfully feel like you're going to get more out of it. And that's why I decided to do it like this. So we're going to see, and I would love your feedback with this. So with the discussion boards, as you're used to with these online courses, since you've taken some before, from what I've been told. Some of you, I think this is your first online course, but most of you guys have been taking a course before. Usually with discussion board questions, you've got one question per week that you all will answer the same question, and that you guys will reply to each other's posts, and then it becomes a discussion. I think it's a great idea. You guys will be doing that, but instead of having one question that the entire class answers and replies to, what I decided to do was I want to assign numbers to each of you, and you guys are then each responsible for your own question that you will answer for that module. And then people will be able to reply to multiple questions. You only would have to reply to one of those questions, but the goal is, and I will go into much more detail with this, but the goal is that there's not just one question per week for all of you guys to answer. There's going to be multiple questions that each person will answer just one of. So then as a class, you guys can then read all different answers, learn more information, so it's not just one specific question per week. And then you guys don't get bored of reading the exact same answer to the same question week by week. Okay? So let's see how this goes. So to clarify, I'm going to go through this pretty precisely. So let's read this. Let's read this together for the gist of it, and then I will go into more detail and just speak with you about it. So it says that the discussion questions are divided into the following components. There's going to be a primary post, and there's going to be secondary posts. A primary post is going to be submitted from who is assigned that particular question for that particular week. So if you're assigned, if your student number is number 1, and you see that your question number 1 is scheduled for week 1, it is your responsibility as the primary poster to post your answer for question number 1 and question number 1 only. Student number 2 will answer question number 2. Student number 3 will answer question number 3, and so on and so forth. Now those are primary posts. If you're student 1 answering question number 1, that is going to be your primary post. Secondary posts are going to be replies to your posts. So that's going to be everybody else, everybody except for student number 1 is going to reply to student 1's primary post, and those are going to be secondary posts. So it's your responsibility right now to go to the assignments section on Blackboard and to look for your student number. That student number will be your number for the entire course. Every module you will see your particular question with your assigned number, okay? So make sure you always remember that number. In the introduction, when I have you, in the introduction guidelines, when I have you introduce yourself, you're also going to let me know what your student number is, so I know that you're absolutely clear what that is for you. Okay, so here are some questions to clarify if you're even still confused with this. In our syllabus, it says, how many posts am I responsible for? So as a primary poster, you're responsible for 4 primary posts. That's going to be 1 primary post for each module, for the first 4 modules, I should say. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, and Module 4. Module 5, you will not have a primary post. You will just have 2 projects, 2 papers, okay? 1 functional medicine paper, and then the Klein handouts. All right, the second questions. I'm a primary poster this week. How do I know which primary post question to answer? The answer is you look for your student number. If you're student number 5, then you look to see when primary post number 5 is due, and that's when your post is due. How do I find out my assigned numbers? Once again, go to the go to the assignment section on Blackboard, and then look for your student number under that task. The next question, when are primary posts due? All primary posts are due the Wednesday of that week, no later than 11:59 p.m. So essentially midnight Eastern Standard Time. So I will always post all of the questions for that week Sunday night, Sunday by midnight. You will have all day Monday, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, 3 full days to complete your primary post, and that will give you plenty of time. Now I put here, if you didn't get through all of the readings in time to answer your question, do not worry. You do not have to get through all of the textbook reading in order to efficiently and completely get full maximum points for your primary post. And I'll go into grading at that point too. The next page says, when are secondary posts due? So once again, secondary posts are replies to the primary posts. That's everybody in the class is responsible each week to make a secondary post, which means that you guys have to read everyone's answers, everyone's primary posts, and reply and comment, and I'll give you more detail on what I'm looking for there. Those are due no later than Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So that gives you all day Thursday, all day Friday, and all day Saturday to read all the primary posts and to go ahead and reply to one of those primary posts. And you just need 1 primary post. You can read all of the primary posts, but for you to get full credit, you just need to do 1. I welcome more discussion, please. I mean, these questions are really good. I think I did my best to come up with these questions. I think they're engaging and people can stimulate good discussion, so please do read as many as you can and go ahead and reply to as many as you can. The next question is, if my secondary post is a question I have, can I expect an answer? And the answer is yes, because the primary posters, their responsibility is to reply to your questions. So primary posters, what your responsibility is that not only do you answer the discussion question that you're assigned, but you have to look on Blackboard frequently to see if other people are asking questions or posting more information for you then to reply to their posts. So you're replying to their secondary posts. And the last question is, what if I have more to say? And that is, I welcome the discussion to continue on. I will be putting in the grades on the end of the week on that Sunday, but you guys are welcome to continue your discussions if you would like to. Oh, there is one more question. What needs to be included in the post to get maximum points? So I was very, very clear with my grading criteria for each primary post and the secondary posts. So go ahead and look through that in depth as you go ahead and work on it. This is exactly the criteria that I will be marking you guys with and the exact points. You guys will be deducted if your posts are late, and you will be deducted if it goes over a certain amount of a certain limit. So just go ahead and look for the exact criteria that I'm looking for. If you